Hello everyone, now you will hear a short retelling of the movie Brothers. Enjoy your viewing. Marine Captain Sam Cahill is leaving for Afghanistan in a few days. He wrote a farewell letter that would be given to his wife if he never returned home. Sam is an exemplary family man, raising 2 daughters. His younger brother Tom is the complete opposite of him. He just got out of prison after serving time for bank robbery. Tommy came to a family dinner and the younger niece immediately turned in her mom, saying that she didn't like him. Father Hank is angry at Tom and sets him an example of Sam who serves for the good of the motherland, and does not break the law. It ended in an argument and Hank left the house. Leaving, Tommy asks his brother to be careful. Sam takes the ring off his finger and his wife hangs it around her neck. 5 days later, Sam is already driving around the Afghan desert. Soon, the helicopter on which he was flying with his squad is shot down. Grace was taking a bath when 2 soldiers came to tell her the terrible news about her husband's death. She can't accept it and constantly dials Sam's mobile number. At night, a drunk Tommy drove up to the house to return the car. It's strange that Grace is so upset about the broken headlight, he thinks. And then she tells Tommy what happened to his brother. He was the last one to find out about the tragedy because no one could get through to him all day. Grace is gathering her daughters for the funeral. The girls refuse to wear black dresses. The widow was given that very farewell letter. After the ceremony, Hank has been drinking and Tommy is trying to take the keys from him so that his father doesn't drive drunk. Hank reproaches the younger one again, but Tommy also has something to show the old man, who was not the best father and husband, and even drove this military nonsense to the eldest son. But it turned out that Sam and another military private Joe survived. The Taliban captured them and threw them into the Zindan, an underground prison dungeon. Drunk Tommy calls Grace at 3 o'clock in the morning and asks for help with the money. He did not have enough $47 to pay off the bartender, and he now threatens to inform the cops about the violation. The woman had to rescue a wayward relative in the middle of the night and bring him to her home. He woke up to the sound of kitchen utensils. The girls decided to cook pancakes and please their mother. Hank came to them. He did not expect to see his son here. The man apologizes for his behavior yesterday, and Tommy admits that Sam has always been smarter than him. It's not so responsible, Hank, it's just that you always threw everything you didn't take on, unlike your brother. A helicopter flies over the Taliban camp. Sam is sure that they are being searched for and started knocking out the boards with a stone. Tommy remembered his father's words about Grace's lousy kitchen, and decided to renovate it with his friends without warning. 2 months have passed while Sam is trying to stay calm. The private goes a little crazy and accuses the captain that he saved him and now he lives in hell. Sam insists that John never say who he is or what his rank is. The Taliban decided something among themselves and the Americans were transported by car to another place. They are filmed on camera. An Afghan was put on his knees in front of the prisoners. He used a satellite phone to call his pregnant wife, and thereby revealed their location. The culprit was immediately shot in the head. This is their country and there is nothing for you to do here. This is the message Sam has to convey to America or he will be forced to do it. While Grace is sad for her husband, the renovation continues. The men also connected their sisters to work. Maggie turned over a tub of paint on the bearded man and now he needs pants and a replacement t-shirt. Gracie went to choose something from her husband's wardrobe, but freaked out and took everything that fit in her hands. Your body is driving you crazy. Sam was tied to a pole in the open air for a while. Now Joe is being tortured with a red-hot iron in front of his eyes. He could not stand the torture and said on camera that the Americans had nothing to do here, and at the same time sent greetings to his wife and child. He also revealed that Sam has 2 daughters. The updated kitchen was completed just in time for Grace's birthday. All her relatives congratulate her, but one of the closest people is really missing. Winter has come. During the walk, Isabel's older sister complains that everyone loves Maggie, because she is a cutie. You have to accept and forget, everyone is crazy about you too. Let's go. Tommy is good at getting along with children. One day a guy came to a bank employee, whom he threatened with a weapon and asked her for forgiveness. They talked for an hour after the incident. The woman could not sleep properly for up to 4 years. All this time she was afraid that the bandit would come back and shoot her. In the evening, Tommy and Grace reminisce about their school years. The woman says she didn't like him because he was always drunk and fighting with someone. Suddenly they kissed passionately. Grace decided it was better to go get some air, and Tommy started crying. All this time the letter from her husband lay sealed. She didn't read it now either. Sam and Private Joe continue to be tortured. Once he was given an iron pipe and ordered to kill a comrade. He has already told everything and has become a burden to the Taliban. Sam first threw out the pipe, but they pointed guns at him and said it was either you or him. And the man, amid the cries of the Afghans, beat the exhausted Joe to death. The execution was filmed on camera. Tommy visited Grace's house again under the pretext of installing decorative slats. He says he would be happy to see the girls sometimes. Hank came in later. He wonders when his son managed to become a master. The Taliban camp is being attacked by American troops. One of the main ones wanted to finish Sam off, but he himself was shot and he fell into the gorge. The camera with the recording burned down. The Marine was finally released from captivity. When Tommy was playing with the children in the yard, Grace received a call and was informed that her husband had survived after all. The whole family met him at the airport. Tommy is both happy and sad at the same time. First of all, the girls brag about the brand new kitchen. Grace went into her husband's bathroom and kisses his scars, but Sam is cold and hints that she should come out. Hank sees that Sam is behaving strangely and remembers how he himself returned from the Vietnam War and distanced himself from his sons. At the rink, Sam thanks his brother for looking after his family. He didn't expect this from him. Grace is just a miracle, he continues, and suddenly asks, "Have you slept with her?" He understands how this could happen, because they thought he was dead. What's going on in your head? What could you think of that? And you guys look like two teenagers in love. But it's impossible to convince him. Sam is 100% sure that they slept together. The family of the murdered soldier came to visit the Ehels. From around the corner fell with John Jr. The widow constantly dreams of her husband, as well as Sam, whom she hated in her dream because he survived. And her Joe is not there. Sam lies to the woman that he did not see her husband die and basically knows nothing about his death. At night Sam got stuck and he started putting glasses on the shelf with a gun in his hand. He walks around with a gun all over the house. The next day Sam arrived at the military base and there he declares that he already wants to go back. He can't be here. They don't understand, no one understands. But Sam will still have to spend some time with his family. During dinner, the girls talk about all sorts of nonsense and joke. And then Sam lost his temper and runs into his daughters, saying that what they say is not funny. Grace tried to calm her husband down, but he just left the table. Isabel wonders when Uncle Tommy will be back. There's clearly something wrong with Dad. Gracie wants her husband to talk to her about what was done to them in Afghanistan, but he is more interested in finding out what they had Tommy. They kissed, that's all, and nothing more, says Grace. I thought you were dead. But Sam is still sure that they slept together. He came to Joe's grave in the middle of the night, who was only 21 years old. The girls were playing in the yard when their father came home. Isabel froze in place. She is afraid of him and backs away. Sam hugs his daughters and says that everything will get better. The eldest barely holds back tears. Sam tells his wife that he thought about his family all night and understands how lucky he is to have survived. Maggie's birthday, everyone is waiting for Tommy to come to the party. He did not come alone, but with a girl Tina whom he met just an hour ago. So he wants to defuse the situation. Tina gets smart and says all sorts of nonsense about the military. Tommy pokes her with his elbow, but the girl has dispersed and is not going to shut up. Sam tensed. My daughters are spoiled. It is Isabel who is constantly being pulled down by her father. The girl says that her sister is loved more and she always gets the best. Isabel cracks the balloon and interferes with the conversation of adults in order to attract attention to herself again. In the end, Sam freaked out and the balloon burst. The daughter blurts out, "Why didn't you stay dead? You're freaking out because Mom wants to sleep with Uncle Tommy, not you. They make love all the time." There was a deathly silence. Maggie asked to go to bed. Before going to bed, Isabel asks her mother for forgiveness. She knows it's not true. It's just that she doesn't like Dad, which means that Uncle Tommy should be there instead. Me, too, says Maggie. Sam is sitting in the living room and asks his wife if the children have prayed before going to bed. Then he got up and began to smash the brand new kitchen with a crowbar. How could she have slept with his own brother, and she knows what he did to get back to his wife. What he did with his own hands. Sam hysterically hits himself on the head and continues to smash the kitchen. At that moment Tommy came into the house and hugged his brother. But he took out a pistol from his bosom and began poking it at the younger's head. Police sirens sounded. Sam came out to the police with a gun in his hand. He is ordered to put the weapon on the ground, but he is indignant. Why did they show up at all? The cops say they know he's a war hero. What kind of hero am I? Sam answers, "You don't know what I did." And he moves the gun to his temple. Tommy and Grace are trying to reach him and prevent a tragedy. Sam threw away the gun, and the police arrested him, opened the envelope and read her husband's letter about how much Sam loves her and his girls. The man himself called Tommy from a psychiatric clinic for war veterans to reconcile with him. Tommy stayed with his nieces, and Gracie came to visit her husband. Once again, the woman asks to tell her what happened to him. Why is he torturing himself so much? "I killed him. I killed Joe Willis." After the confession, Sam wonders if he will be able to live a normal life after everything that happened.